Jim Rickards is a smart guy, one of the biggest names in macro finance, one of the smartest guys. But when it comes to crypto, he is sending the public in the wrong direction, in my opinion. Guys, welcome back to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. We got a great episode coming up for you today. Tap that like and subscribe down below if you don't mind. Helps out the channel so much. Thank you. On a recent London Real episode, he said Wall Street will never latch onto Bitcoin or something like this. I'm paraphrasing, because Bitcoin is a store of speculation, not a store of value.
My take on Bitcoin, it won't replace the dollar, but it may destroy the dollar. By destroying the concept of money. We're into moneyness. We've lost the thread. We don't know what money is anymore. We have moneyness, some characteristics, some not. That's what Bitcoin's really doing. It's turning money into moneyness, with different so-called forms of money having different characteristics, but we've lost the thread. We don't know what money is.
Now here's the funny part. On that point, he's actually right. Bitcoin is not a store of value. It is a store of speculation. It fails the criteria to be a store of value. It is pure speculation, always has been. And here is where Jim Rickards completely misleads the public. He pretends that Bitcoin equals crypto, and that's it. He pretends that if Bitcoin fails, the entire digital asset world fails with it. This is what I'm gathering. This is my opinion. And that is where the truth breaks in half, because the world is latching on to crypto, not just speculative crypto. It is latching on to utility crypto, ISO 20022 assets. The rails, the banks, the governments, and the military are actually using. Jim won't mention these coins. Not XRP, not XLM, not XDC, not ALGO, not IOTA, not HBAR, not Quant, not ADA. Okay, to be fair, he has mentioned XRP before. I have heard that briefly, okay? Even though these are the very networks being tested and integrated by global finance and supply chains right now. How does Jim not know this? He also won't tell you the U.S. Navy is already using blockchain for tracking equipment, personnel, medicine, and weapons. Millions spent, real technology, real adoption, real crypto. So when Jim says the world won't use crypto because Bitcoin isn't a store of value, he's not just, well, let's be careful here. He's distracting the public from the truth. The world is not waiting for Bitcoin. The world is building on utility chains now. ISO networks, settlement rails, supply chain tracking, tokenized assets, RWAs. And you can buy those assets now for pennies on the dollar. Jim Rickards knows better, in my opinion. He understands macroeconomics. He understands technology. So the only question left is this. Why is he telling the public to look at the wrong thing? Because the biggest financial shift in 100 years is already underway. And it's not Bitcoin leading the charge. It's about the utility coins that are about to take front and center stage in our financial system moving forward here. Guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of Crypto Info. And by the way, there's no offense to Jim Rickards whatsoever. Thanks for tuning into Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Go 50 miles an hour, you go 90, and then you pull it back down to 20.